Here is my setting. Well, all setting is okay. And now here I am to back the points. Well, Salam Habibi, how are you all? I hope you are fine. It's me, Michael Asidori Santa, and welcome to you to my channel, Sheikh Afghan Jelebi Michael Asidori Santa. Yes, accordance with the titles, now we are roasting Khushboo Patani in the topic of the explanation of Namard. Well, in a previous live stream, here we have discussed that I, as a father, how can I, or as a brother, how can I be Namard to my daughter if I cannot protect my daughter from the termination letter because of her performance without skill. And now here is the father's topics and the father's education. Now I would consider myself as a biological father of my daughters. Here are the points. Well, as you know, in my previous live stream, that as an explanation of Namard, well, Khushboo Patani said that the disciple of Anirudh Acharya ji is Namard because they cannot protect their daughter from enemy. Well, that is the explanation of Khushboo Patani. Okay, now as a father, now we are explaining the points. Well, let's just for 2 minutes. Well, here just for here I am back, and now let me see. Here now I am talking about the points that what is the female fathers and female mothers. Well, since we are lesbian, then we can consider ourselves as a female father. Well, now here now I am talking as a father. Okay. Well, the first point is as I am a father, I have two children. One child is son and the another child is daughter. Well, now here the problem is my son is unemployed and my daughter is intern software engineer of a Microsoft company or Google company or Facebook company or Apple company. Here's the points. And now let me see. And now the problem is, as the study life, my daughter mathematical skill is like that. Well, 2x plus 3 equal to 4 minus 5x. Okay, that is my and now how can I find x? Here is that. Well, seconds, 2x plus 5x. And the right hand side, here we can say 4 minus 3. And here we can see that 4 minus 3 is equal to 1. And 2x plus 5x is equal to 7x. Now what is the value of x? That is 1 divided by 7. Khodafez. Okay. But now, that is the level of my daughter's skill. But now, here I can say, what is my son's skill? Okay. The son's skill is like that. 5 to, 3 to the power 2 multiplied by square root x, enter, subtract by 5 multiplied by 3 to the power square root x, enter equal to 9. And here we can say that 3 to the power 2 multiplied by square root x, enter subtract by 5 multiplied by 3 to the power square root x, enter subtract by 9 is equal to 0. Now, here is that what is the value of 3 to the power square root x? And here that is the quadratic question. Well, now here that is the quadratic question. Just for 2 minutes for hello. How are you? I'm fine. Salam. Well, and here as a point, what is okay? Now let's see the value of 3 to the power square root x. Well, that is bracket of 5 plus minus, I mean the addition or subtraction by square root of 25. Okay. Yeah. 945. Subtract by 180. Well, enter double close bracket divided by 2. And now let me see what is the difference between 180 and 25. Well, 180 subtract by 20 is 160. 160 subtract by 5 is 155. Okay. That means the value of 3 to the power square root x is just clear. 3 to the power square root x is, here we can say 5 5 bracket of 5 addition or subtraction by square root of negative 155, enter enter close bracket divided by 2. And here now see what is the value of square root x. We have a value of square root 3 to the power square root x. I mean we have a value of 3 to the power square root x. But what is square root x? Here is that bracket ln of bracket 5 Addition subtract by square root negative 155. Enter bracket close. Enter subtract by ln 2. Enter divided by ln 3. And what is the value of x? You can square it. Well, that is the performance, that is the mathematical skill of our son. But now, despite of this mathematical skill, my son is now unemployed as a teacher. On the other hand, my daughter, without any mathematical skills, she became an headmaster of principal of college, or she became the cashier of the SBI bank, and now, or she became the software engineer of Apple or Facebook or Microsoft Bing, and now, as a performance of 1 month as intern, she get a termination letter. And now, here the point is that, accordance with Khushboo Patani, well, I would be the Namard father if I cannot protect my daughter from the termination letters. Okay? And now, well, and now here we can see the 1 fractions. Okay. And now, here is another story. In the story, okay, now here we can see. In the story, we can say, we have a female father, Gal Gadot. Here, daughter is Khushboo Patani in the story, and son is Major Gaurav Arya. Okay. Well, and now let's see the story points. Well, the story is that the feminist daughter Khushboo Patani favorite math is 5x plus 6 equal to 17 minus 6x. Here that is and the second line is x multiplied by bracket of 5 plus 6 equal to 17 minus 6 is equal to 11. That means x is equal to 1. Okay. And this type of mathematical skill, well, here is an expectation that nobody would hire Khushboo Patani as any professions in the story. Well, but by chance, if mistakenly Khushboo Patani got a chance to get a software engineer, notwithstanding this type of mathematical skills, here Khushboo Patani would be fired 1 month later as receiving the termination letters. But in the points, female father Gal Gadot is a Namard because she cannot protect her feminist daughter Khushboo Patani from the termination letter from the Microsoft company. Okay, and now here is the points what Khushboo Patani cannot answer properly. Okay, the mathematical question is Uh, what is value of x where 8 to the power x plus 1 enter subtract by 8 to the power x subtract by 1 enter equal to 252. Okay. Well, and here we can say, well, what is the point? Okay. Here, father is Gal Gadot, and the daughter is Khushboo Patani, and the son is Major Gorobaria. Only in the story, not in real life. Well, here, what is the mathematical skill of son Major Gorobaria? Let's find out. Okay, and here we can say uh, 8 plus 1 8 to the power x plus 1 enter subtract by 8 to the power x minus subtract by 1 enter equal to 252. Okay. Here, let's have the points as right hand side. Let's 252 multiple by 8. Okay. Well, as 250 multiple by 8, that is 2000. Well, and 2 multiple by 8, that is 16. That means 252 multiplied by 8 is actually 2016. Okay. Here is right hand side. But what about left hand side? You can see. At the left hand side, you can see that when here multiple by 8, because we have the entire equation multiple by 8. Well, hence left hand side should be multiplied by 8. Now the result is that 8 to the power x plus 2 enter subtract by 8 to the power x. Okay. That means here now, as we can consider 8 to the power x is equal to p, that is 8 to the power x plus 2, and that is equal to 16 multiplied by 8 to the power x. Okay. Here, that means 16 multiplied by p. That means 16 p. Now let's have a factorize of p. We got 16 subtract by 1. That is 15. It is clear. It has cleared the points. Okay. Well, now let's consider. So, well, what is the? Let me have a personal. Okay. Well, I think just for 2 minutes. Well, let me have to divide by okay. Now here we can see. Well, Just for 2 minutes, I am watching for a calculator as a privately. Well, what is the value of 2016 divided by 15? Let me check. Wow, that is 134.4. Well, that is value of p. Actually, when p is equal to 8 to the power x, and hence the actual value of 8 to the power x is 134.4. Okay. Hence the value of x is ln of 134.4 divided by ln 8. Actually, the value is the bracket of ln 1344 subtract by ln 10 enter divided by ln 8. That is the answer. Well, here is that. Just for 2 minutes, I have missed like that. Okay. Now I would like to back on the file. Well, that is the mathematical skill Gal Gadot's son, Major Gaurav Haria, can have. Here, Major Gaurav Arya, in the story, Major Gaurav Arya could not get any mathematical employments, notwithstanding, well, notwithstanding the level of mathematical support. On the other hand, daughter Khushboo Patani get an employment of junior software programmer of an international company. Notwithstanding, she could not get this level of mathematical skills. Well, after 1 month later, okay. Here, 1 month later, when daughter Khushboo Patani would get get the termination letter from the international cyber companies. Well, according to daughter Khushboo Patani, Father Gal Gadot is Namard because Father Gal Gadot could not support daughter Khushboo Patani to get protected from the termination letter from the international cyber company. And here, that is the point. Accordance with Khushboo Patani, her father Gal Gadot is Namard in the perspective of daughter Khushboo Patani, and that is the problem we can face, and that is the problems that why daughters are saying, Father, you are Namard, because father did not protect support the daughters, where daughters deeds is actually wrong, and sometimes daughters deeds is considered as crime or the fraudulence. Okay. And here we can see, well, here I have to mute the points. Well, I mean the mute the TV points. And here we can see, okay, just for 6 seconds. Okay. And now, well, here you can see that, here is what is the value, mathematical questions, that what is the value of x, where the equation is 5 to the power square root x plus square root 2x plus square root x plus square root 2x plus square root x plus square root 2x plus dot 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 dot. Well, okay, here we can say daughter Khushboo Patani cannot answer the questions. But now let's see how son Major Gaurav Arya can solve the questions. Okay. Now, here we can see, let's focus on the questions. The question is like that. We have to find the value of x from the equation that was 5 to the power square root x. 5 equal to square root x plus square root 2x plus square root x plus square root 2x plus square root x plus square root 2x plus dot 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 dot. Okay, infinite points sequence. But now here we can say the meaning of the equation is simple. That is 5 equal to square root x plus square root 12 square root 2x plus 5. And now as a left hand side, here we can say square root, let's square root 5, and then let it subtract. Okay. Let it subtract. Let's square 5. That would be 25, and then subtract by x. That would be 25 subtract by x. Okay. Now let's square root. Let's square it. Well, now 25 subtract by x. Enter a square. We can see that x square plus 625 subtract by 50x. Okay, here is 50x, and now it is clear. It is the left hand side. But on the hand, what is going on the right hand side? Well, we enter at first we square the entire equation, then subtract entire equation by x, and then we square it. Okay. Now here in the right hand we square the entire equations. Okay. Now as the right hand side we got 2x plus 5. Okay. And now in left hand side, let's get 625 subtract by 5, and let's get negative 50x sum by 2x. Well, what would be the points? The points would be like that: x squared subtract by 48x plus 620, okay, equal to 0. And that is the quadratic equations. And now it is the points that why Khushboo Patani cannot answer it. Because proper quadratic equation is here. Okay. Let's have the value of x. Okay. Here b is negative 50. Hence value of x is bracket 50 addition or subtraction by square root over 2500 negative subtract by 620 enter bracket close divided by 2. Okay. And now let's see what is 25 the subtraction from to 2500 by 600, that is 1900. Okay. What is subtract by 1900 by 20? That is 1880. Okay. Now here we can say that well okay, now here with 13 square is equal to 169. Now let's see what is 14 square. Well 100 plus 16 plus well 80 196. Okay. Well now we got an answer. The value of x is 5 50 now here 50 well 48 subtract or summation of subtraction by square root 188 1880 enter divided by 2. That is the answer. I did not say the proper answer, but that is the answer that Son Major Gaurav Arya can say. But the problem is that, well, despite this mathematical knowledge, well, Son Major Gaurav Arya could not get an employment, but daughter Khushboo Patani could get employment. And now, daughter Khushboo Patani get employment, but 1 month here As daughter's skill, so daughter's performance. Hence, daughter Khushboo Patani get termination letter from international cyber company. And now, accordance with daughter Khushboo Patani, father Gal Gadot is Namard because father Gal Gadot is alive, but daughter Khushboo Patani is feeling persecuted by getting a termination letter from international cyber company because of her performance without skill. Okay. Hence, father Gal Gadot is Namard accordance with daughter Khushboo Patani. That is the point, and that is the real problem we are facing. Well, we love our daughter more than our son, and when our daughter get employed, father get happy. It doesn't matter even if our son is still unemployed, and we curse our son that why he could not get any employment. But as we know that our daughter get a termination letter from an international cyber company because of her performance without her skill, and she, accordance with our daughter, we are numbered to her. That is the clarifications of Khushboo Patani. Okay. And here you can say, and now let me see that what is the points. Here we can say the points here. It's not okay for it. Well, just for 3 seconds. Okay, and here we can get, well, the here we can get the 30 divided by 5 divided by 19 divided by 38. Okay, that means 6 multiplied by 2 is equal to 12. It is here, and sine pi. Well, sine pi by 2, that means sine 90 is equal to 1. Okay, now here ddx of 2x, that means 2. Okay, now here is detect of column 5 1 and down column 7 2. Okay, let's find. 5 multiplied 2 is equal to 10, subtract by 7 is equal to 3. Okay, now here we can say, well, upper limit 3, lower limit 1. Okay, well, n plus 1 enter divided by n. 1 plus 1 divided by 1 is equal to 2. Okay, 2 plus 1 divided by 2 is equal to 3 by 2. Well, 3 plus 1 divided by 3 is equal to 4 by 3. Okay, now here 1 1 plus 1, 2 multiple by 3 by 2 multiple by 4 by 3. That means 4. Okay. Now here we can say uh, root over 7 square plus 24 square. Okay, here we can say uh, what is 24 square? That is 400 plus 16 plus 1600. Okay. That means here and 7 square. That is 49. That means the square root, well, 25. That means we can say 625. Square. It is 625. And it is the 25 and it is 5. Okay. Now the factorial of 3 is 5. Well, the factorial of 3 is 6. But now here we can say 1 by 4 divided by multiplied by x and 2. Okay, here we can say that is 7. Well, 2 multiplied by 2 square, that means cube is 8. Well, now integration of x square dx, the upper limit 3 and lower limit 0. Okay, that means x cube divided by 3, that means 27 divided by 3 is equal to 9. Okay, now here is summation of n, where lower limit is 1 and upper limit is 4, that is 10. Okay, and here that is 11, and now it is 12. The mystery of the topper clock, here we can say well, and here we can say the mystery of topper clock. Well, daughter Khushboo Patani cannot solve, but son Major Gaurav Arya can solve the problems. But still, here we can say son Major Gaurav Arya could not get employment. Daughter Khushboo Patani got employment. And 1 month later, daughter Khushboo Patani got termination letter because of her performance without skill, that she could not find the topper clock. And here Khushboo Patani's attitude is like, I cannot find the simplification of topper's clock. Then why my own chief executive officer can provide me a termination letter, and how, as a circumstance, how my father Gal Gadot can exist. That means my father Gal Gadot is Namard to me, Khushboo Patani. And that is the points here we can assume. Okay. Well, any boys did not say, well, as I can notify you, well, you can notice that none of son can say my father is Namard, while mostly they cannot get employment. Okay, why? because they cannot son cannot be sure that if he can get employment or not, but son can trust on father's education. Because of the father's education, son get a mathematical skill that he can find the solution of x, where the mathematical equation is 8 to the power x plus 1 subtract by 8 to the power 8 subtract by 1 enter equal to 252. Okay, and here we can say, okay, now let's back into the real world, I mean the real American world. Okay, well, he is the teacher, name is Andy Math. Well, he is a man, not a woman. Okay, he is a teacher or a mathematical teacher of an American school. Okay, well, now here the mathematical teacher is Andy Math. He is mathematical teacher or man teacher of American school. Here in that American school, several women want to be joined as an women teacher, but she cannot because of their lack of mathematical education. But in the point that this failure, according with this failure American women, their father is Namard. Why? Because the women could not get the employment to be women mathematical teacher on the particular American school in lieu of Andy Math, where this women has no mathematical education and their father is alive. Well, this is the women mentality, as we can see. Okay. Well, just for 2 minutes. Okay, here we can see. Here you can see the points. Well, that's fine. Okay. Now here we can see what is the value of okay. Here we can see that what is the value of x where the equation is x plus square root negative x is equal to 3 divided by 16. Okay, and here we can say now Now let's see what is negative x. Square root negative x. Square root negative x is just like that. We okay. Square root x multiple by square root negative 1. Okay. Then as a factorial we can see square root x multiple by square root x plus square root negative 1 is equal to 3 divided by 16. Okay. And here we can see well, okay, here as you can see that negative 1 is imaginary I. Well, now let's find back. X plus imagine I multiple by square root x is equal to 3 by 16. Now let's see what is value of square root x. Well, that is clear. Okay. B is I, a negative imaginary I. That means value of square root x is a bracket of negative I subtract and summation or summation by square root of negative 1 subtract by here we can see 3 divided by 4. Okay. Now in enter bracket close, enter divided by 2. Okay, now here let's see what is the value of capital D. Well, negative 1 multiple by 1 plus 3 divided by 4. That means 7 divided by 4. Okay. Well, and here we can see the value of x is, it is the value of x square. Now let's see what is the value of x. That means, well, bracket of negative I summation or subtract by, well, square root of negative 7 by 4. I mean the half multiple by square root negative 7 enter bracket close divided by 2 enter square. That is the answer. Well, this is the point son can answer, have a mathematical skills, but daughter cannot have a mathematical skills like this. Here, well, hence daughter Khushboo Patani cannot get any employment as a mathematical teacher in American school. But notwithstanding like that, here we can say, well, but accordance with Khushboo Patani, well, her father Gal Gadot is Namard father, because as she is alive, her daughter Gal Gadot could not get any employment in American schools. Okay. Now, what is accordance with Khushboo Patani? What is daughter's protections? The daughter's protection is here. Well, daughter cannot get any mathematical equations. She cannot be passed any class 1 in her life because of she failing in math course in class 1. Still, when a daughter can get mathematical teachers employment in the American schools, well, accordance with Khushboo Patani, that is daughter's father protections. And we have the problems with this level of protections on daughters. Well, here now we can say now let's see what is son Major Gaurav Arya's points. Okay. Now we are talking in the stories. Well, here is son Major Gaurav Arya's points here. 5 to the power 2 multiplied by square root of over x plus 6 enter divided by x minus 6 and the complete enter subtract by 3 multiple by 5 to the power square root over bracket of x plus c divided by bracket of x minus 6 enter equal to 7. And here we got the value of square root x plus 6 divided by x minus 6. Okay, that is the clear points we can find. Okay, that is the clear points we can find. And here that is the value of x as we can find. Okay. And now this is the level of man's mathematical skills. But the problem is that despite the mathematical skills, man could not get employment as a mathematical teacher because he could not get pass on preliminary. Well, and here on the other hand, daughter get a mathematical employment of mathematical teachers. I don't know how, but in preliminary exams, she skipped the mathematical course in 100 MCQ choice, where in 100 MCQ choice, 20 MCQ is English, 20 MCQ is general knowledge, 20 MCQ is math, and 20 MCQ is Bengali. But daughter Khushboo Patani skipped the 25 mathematical MCQ questions in preliminary, but still daughter Khushboo Patani got an employment of mathematical mathematical teachers. And after 1 month here, well, principal know that she knows nothing. That is the problem. So hence, daughter Khushboo Patani got a termination letter from the school principal. And in the case, accordance with Khushboo Patani, female father Gal Gadot is Namard, because as she is alive, as father calculator is alive, daughter Khushboo Patani got termination letter from the mathematical teacher professions. Okay. And now it is how is the victim card. The daughters can play. On the other hand, now we can understand that why there is no mathematical teachers in American schools. Because son is a mathematical expert and daughter cannot. Well, daughter cannot have any mathematical knowledge, but still daughter claim that they deserve to be a mathematical teachers. That is daughter's father's protection on daughter's accordance with Khushboo Patani. And that is we have a problem. Okay. Now let's have some 2 minutes. Okay. Now you can comment here. I would read your comments, and it is comfortable for me when you can comment and have a healthy criticism on me, because healthy criticism is support on YouTuber that how he can reform himself from the mistakes. Well, that is healthy criticism. Now here we can get some points. Now let's have a time. Okay. We have said the different points. Now different topics, brothers and sisters. And I would be pleased if I can talk it as fathers and daughters. Okay. Here we can see. Okay. Now, it is the points that what is the value of x where the equation is root x plus root negative x into equal to 36. Okay. Here you can say as a daughter's perceptions, we can understand what is the what can be the daughter's perceptions. As a daughter's perceptions, a daughter cannot find the value of x because in the math course, if daughter have to find the value of x, that means math is problematic for daughters, because in mathematics how the alphabet, English alphabet can entry. That is the problem of daughters. Hence the daughter cannot solve the problem value of x where the equation is square root x plus well square root negative x is equal to 36. Okay. And now here is the points. Well, what is square root negative x? Well, square root negative x is we can say 1 square root x multiplied by I. That means imaginary I multiplied by square root x. Well, as a factorials of square root x, we can find square root x multiplied by bracket of 1 plus imaginary I is 36. Oh my Adonai. 36 is actually 6 square. Hence, in right hand side we can write 6 to the power 4. In left hand side, what happens? That is, square root x multiplied by bracket of 1 and sum by negative imaginary I bracket close. It has been x multiplied by 2 bracket of negative 2I, because the here 1 plus imaginary I enter square is 1 subtract by 1 subtract by 2I. Okay, and now here we can see value of x is 3 multiplied by 6 cube divided by I. And what is 6 cube? Okay. 6 cube is 216. What is the multiplication between 16 and 3? That is 48. 2 multiplied by 3 is 6. That means 648 divided by I. That is value of x. And that we son can answer properly. But on the still son could not get a proper points. Okay. But still son could not get a proper employment, and sometimes son could not get any employment, where daughter get employment without the mathematical skills, where she can find the value of x from the equation of square root x plus square root negative x enter equal to 36. Okay. And after the termination letter on daughters, because of lack of performance or lack of skills, okay. Daughter lose the job. Hence, here, accordance with daughter Khushboo Patani, father Gal Gadot is Namard. Okay. When son could not get any employment, father said to son, "You are nalayak, you are nikamme, that means you are unworthy to be my child." It is the dialogue from the father to an unemployed son. But still, the unemployed son has no word, the no negative word against his biological father. But here, daughter lost her employment because of her lack of skill. Father became Namard. Well, father became gender changer, father became transgender, or father became coward. That is the problem, that why we father encounter the several abusive words from our daughters. Well, sometimes when daughter lost her employment, well, she does not say any negative words to the other persons, but to the fathers, what daughter addressed their father. Okay. The addressing word is husband of his own mother, husband of his own sister, husband of his own daughter. This type of abusive word that we cannot imagine. Okay. Well, and still, father is protective to his daughter. He is not protective to his son. But still, when daughter lost her employment, son is already unemployed. He could not get a job, employment. But still, son has no negative word against his father. But what about daughter? Daughter lost her employment and daughter say all of abusive words against her father, while the father is protective to his daughter. Well, this is the protection, daughter's protections, what Khushboo Patani he fight for. Here, and that is how can we assume. Okay, and now here we can see here let's find on the points that I have to say. Okay. Well, and now feminist daughter Khushboo Patani's favorite physics. What is physics? Well, question is, Ali Khamenei is hidden in Kuala Lumpur. The direct drive from Lucknow to Kuala Lumpur is already 4,971 kilometers. Your car is 2,000 kilograms. What is your statement of physics? Answer by Khushboo Patani is let's surrender to Ali Khamenei. Okay, that is the physics answer. Can you imagine? Now, on the other hand, when the same question to son Major Korobaria, the answer is my car can travel 4,971 kilometer in 15 seconds. Half of my car weight is 1000 kilograms, and hence the kinetic power of my car would be 74,000 gigawatt. And the fuel is artificial sun with the temperature of 666 into 10 to the power 666,666,666 degrees Celsius, and the capability is 98%. Hence, here, the weight of artificial sun would be 7.2 into 10 to the power negative 666,666,657 kilograms. Okay. And here, that's the point where we are talking about. Well, here, okay. Now I can find, okay. Now here I can close the file. Huh? I don't know it. Okay. Now here is what we can find. Just for 3 minutes and now I would go for it. Okay. And here we can say, well, it is the points we can measurement. Well, now here is going on about the Tesla car or Lambo. Here is a car brand I can know. Well, Ferrari, Lamborghini, Bugatti, and Elon Musk. Well, the brand is car brand is Tesla car, but now why I am calling the Elon Musk car? Because in the Tesla car is owned by Chief Executive Officer Elon Musk. Chief Executive Officer Elon Musk, where car is electric. Well, car's fuel is electrical battery, and electrical battery is charged by and can be charged by petrol or the artificial sun. Okay, and here you can say what is the point. Okay. Now here we can say, well, now I am searching a song. I'm so lonely. Well, I would mute the song because it is the card systems. Well, I am. Okay. I am here. Okay. Well, just for 2 minutes. Well, here you can see. Now here is what we can found. Well, Now it is the car named Maxen. The weight is 2000 kilograms and her velocity is almost 400 kilometer per hour. It is a 400 kilometer per hour car. Okay. Now here are the points. Well, it is the last stream to roast Khushboo Patani because the topic is now military points. As a military officers, we need a car. Okay. Here we can say car's velocity is 400 kilometer per hour. That means 400 kilometer per 3600 seconds. Okay, and now here we can say just for moments. Okay, I would privately calculate it. Wow, it is very fine for me. Well, now I can calculate properly. Okay, car's weight is 2000 kilometers. Well, hence I would say just for 2 minutes. Okay, now here I forgot the pause. Well, here you can say has a points 1000. Well, multiple by what is 400 kilometers? Well, 400 kilometers is 4 lakh meters. Okay. Now here we can say that 4 lakh. Okay, 4 lakh kilometers. 4 lakh meters, and we can say as a point. Now let's see what is dividations. 3600. Now here is cubations. Okay. Cube. Now you can see what is the point. Okay. Well, that is the power is almost 741 watt. Okay. And I think I have made a miscalculation. Now well 1000 multiple by 4 lakh. 4 lakh. Square divided by 36 3. Here we can say, well, okay, good, that is good. Here I have shown the mixing curve where the power is almost 4 watt. How could I get results? Well, the weight is weight of the half of the weight of max 10 car is 1000 kilograms. And here we can say the velocity is 400 kilometer per hour. That means per 300,600 seconds it can travel 4 lakh meters. Here the kinetic power of the car is almost 3.43 watt. Here is the points. But now it is the kinetic power. Son Major Gaurav Arya can answer, but daughter Khushboo Patani cannot answer. Well, when father Galgatot says some anger word against daughter Khushboo Patani, well, accordance with daughter Khushboo Patani, father is Namard because he said some negative word on daughter just because daughter could not find out what is the kinetic power of the max 10 car. Okay, and now here we can say okay, and one well, okay, now here we can say 3.43 multiplied by 3600. The power, the kinetic energy would be almost 12,348 joules. And now, let's find out 12,348 joule. Okay. Now here car's capability is 98%. Divided by eta, that means 0.98, multiple by the artificial specific heat of artificial sun, that is 15,408 joule per kilogram per Kelvin. Multiple by 666 multiple by 10 to the power 666 million 666,000 and 666 degrees Celsius. And now here is one point. The answer is the weight of artificial sun is something like that 1.22 multiple by 10 to the power negative triple six million triple six thousand double six eight, I mean double six nine degree. So I mean the kilograms. That is the parts. That is Major Gaurav Arya's physics. But now let's see what is Khushboo Patani's physics. Here we can say car's capability would be 40%. Okay. The fuel would be petrol, hence we know the artificial specific heat of petrol is 2, and here the density is of petrol is 0.778, and multiple by the highest heat of petrol, that means 50 degrees Celsius. Okay, and now it is the point. So let's see. Okay, and now here we can say that kinetic volume of accordance with Khushboo Patani. Here kinetic volume of petrol is 397 liter. Okay. Now let's assume the car is electric, but still that 100% charging for the kinetic energy, that is 12,348. Charger use the kinetic volume of petrol, that is 397 liter kinetic liter of petrol as the physics of Khushboo Patani. But what is the physics of Major Gaurav Arya? There is no kinetic liter of petrol as a fuel, as a charging fuel. That moreover, the charging electric charging kinetic weight of artificial sun is 1.227 in multiple by 10 to the power negative 666,666,669 kilograms. That means here is a good part, as we can assume. Okay, and here, because the temperature of artificial sun would be 666 into 10 to the power, multiple by 10 to the power, 666,666,000 and 666 degrees Celsius. This is the parts. This is the physics of Major Gaurav Arya. Okay. As a military army officers, here they have to go from the camp, own camp to enemy camp through the vehicle, that would be the tank. And here we can say Okay, and now here this is the point, so we can have a measurement. Okay, now here we can say at the moments, Khushboo Patani's physics would destroy the military army camps, and on the other hand, Major Gaurav Arya's physics would provide military information, that military advice to his own Indian military camp, that how he can protect, he can attack on enemy with a surprise element. Well, as an Indian, as a national military, surprise element is necessary. And here, the military advice of Major Gaurav Arya, with the knowledge of physics, can provide the accurate military advice of a military tank. Okay. And when son can do it as Indian army major, well, every father would say, I am proud of you, my son. Okay. But on the other hand, Khushboo Patani can provide wrong advice on the military attack on enemy's camp, because with the advice of Khushboo Patani, military troop during the attack on enemy, the Indian army troop has to lost their surprise element. Okay, and that is the negative points. Khushboo Patani provides. Well, and here, in the military armies, and now we are not talking about our termination letter from the business company, but now here is the military army points. And as a military army points, here we can say, Khushboo Patani can be court-martial terminated. And here, when Khushboo Patani can get court-martial on Indian military court, well, accordance with daughter Khushboo Patani, father Galgadot would be addressed as Namard. Well, that is the explanations of Khushboo Patani on all the Namard phase. Okay. Khushboo Patani, because accordance with Khushboo Patani, protection on daughter is like that. Daughter as Indian Army Major can provide wrong advice on military Indian military troops, and Indian military troops would lose the surface element to attack the enemy camps, and hence Indian army would lose to their enemy, national enemy like Pakistan, China, and Bangladesh. Well, here when Indian Army officer daughter can, but Indian Army officer daughter cannot get court martial. This is the protection on Indian Army officer daughters accordance with Khushboo Patani. Well, when uh, this protection cannot be provided on the Indian uh, military officers Nalak daughter, accordance with the Nalak daughter, father is Namard. Okay. And this is the points I am talking about. Okay. And here, that is the physics I am talking. Okay. Now let's have the points. Okay. Now here we can say what is the points going on us. Well, okay, and now here is well. Now I have to clear it itself. Well, more, modern. Okay. Well, here is this little love. Here we can say, but this song is not necessary. The necessary is the jet airliner, because we would talk about the kinetic energy physics on the points on the aeroplanes. Okay. Now here we can say, just for 30 seconds, it is something like probability. Yes. Well, it is okay. Now we can fix it. Well, now it is the plane taking off from the airports. Okay. Now some of us would fly on aeroplanes. Well, here we know the weight of airplanes is almost 250,000 kilograms. Okay, that means the half of weight is 125,000 kilograms. Okay, and now the plane can be containing with the velocity of 4,000 kilometer per seconds. Okay. And here we can say, now here we have to travel from United States of America to India, or we have to travel from Chennai, India to the New York of United States of America. Well, what The velocity can be like that. We can travel 26,666 kilometer in 3 seconds. Here we can say, okay, now that means it is below, okay, well, it is actually the below of 330,000 kilometer per second. Hence, we can assure that kinetic energy would be considered as a, well, kinetic energy would be considered as a Newtonian kinetic energy. Well, now here let's go to find. Well, our input is 125,000 multiple by, okay, 26,666 kilometer. That means 26,666,000 meters. Okay, as a travels meters. Well, and now let's divide it by, well, what would be like that? Okay, 3, okay, multiple by 1 divided by 9. Okay, here we can say what is the points. Now calculation is crystal difficult. Well, 26,666,000 meter. Okay, and now here we can see 3, 3, okay. Well, now let's see what is the point. Well, here the kinetic power would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 3.3, well, 3.3 quintillion watt. It would be the kinetic power. Okay, now here multiple by 3. The kinetic energy would be 9.9 quintillion joule. Okay, but now here we can say well, now here we can say 9.9 quintillion. Okay, it can be divided by what? Capability is 0.98. Okay, and the specific heat of artificial sun as fuel is 15,408 joule per kilogram per kelvin, and here we can say the heat is triple six. And now let's find out. Well, 1, 2, 3. Well, now here the actual temperature of artificial sun as fuel is triple six into 10 to the power triple six multiplied by 10 to the power triple six million, triple six thousand, triple six degrees Celsius. Well, here we can say 984, 985, 9. Well, divided by 10 to the power triple six million, triple six thousands and triple six. Well, what will be the result? Okay, 984 multiplied by 10 to the power negative triple six million, triple six thousands 657 kilometer. That would be the weight of artificial sun as a fuel. But now let's find. Okay. But now let's find what is what if the fuel is petrol. Okay. Let's get the serious part. Mood. Okay. It is capability is 40%. The capability is 40%. Okay. Now the density of petrol is 0.778, and the specific heat of petrol is 2 joule per kilogram per kelvin, and the highest temperature is can be 50 degrees Celsius. Okay. And now 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Well, that is almost 319, almost 320 quadrillion liter petrol. Okay. Well, in this case, here, what is knowledge of physics of major Gaura barrier? Here, fuel can be artificial sun, where artificial sun temperature is 666 multiplied by 10 to the power 666 million, 666 thousands, and 666 degrees Celsius. Here we can say, hence the kinetic weight of artificial sun as fuel can be 984 multiplied by 10 to the power negative 666 million, 446 thousands and 657 kilograms. But on the other hand, according with the knowledge of physics of Khushboo Patani, well, kinetic volume of petrol would be almost 320 quadrillion liter of petrol. because the weight of aeroplane is, well, half of weight of aeroplane is 125,000 kilograms, and the velocity is 26,666 kilometer per 3 seconds. Okay, and here, that is the mathematical knowledge of Khushboo Patani. Well, in this knowledge of Khushboo Patani, with the knowledge of physics, here is a probable chance that Major Gaurav Arya can be admitted as a comrade of wing comrade of Indian Air Force, and if the Khushboo Patani become the wing comrade of Indian Air Force, that is the fraudulent from Khushboo Patani on the admission on Indian Air Force. And the 10 years later, when she get a termination letters, well, son is feeling like that my father is my blessings. Son Major Gaurav are feeling like that my father is my blessings. Well, he has no objection on his father's. But after the termination letter, according with daughter Khushboo Patani, father Galgadot is Namard. Because the protection is like that, daughter Khushboo Patani has no knowledge about military aeroplanes. Still, she can be a wing commander of Indian Air Force, but she cannot get court martial from Indian Air Force. That is the protection daughter Khushboo Patani wants from her father. Well, that is the problem that we can face. And this is the serious problems that matter for the every dance. And now, that is the problems here. Why we need a man pilot in lieu of women pilot? Well, it is the points that what we have discussed. Khushboo Patani's explanation of Namard in the relation between father and daughter. And I know and I hope that you would understand that how Khushboo Patani say some Khushboo Patani provide toxic feminism against her father by addressing her father as Namard because of her failure. And now rest in yours and see you on the next live. And I don't know what would I have to say about Khushboo Patani or some another topics. See you then. Khuda Hafiz. Love you.